beautiful day in spite of everything. I just had a oh my goodness moment. So the bus wasn't supposed to get here until like 8:03 according to the schedule. So I said, well, I'll keep myself entertained and get where there's some Wi-Fi and hang out for a minute. So as I'm standing here, I happen to look up and the bus goes zooming past me. It's like 10 minutes before the time for the bus to come. So probably what is happening is that that bus is super late because I can't imagine a bus being early. So if that bus is super late, that means the bus that's supposed to come at 8:03 is going to be super late. So I'm out here. All in all, it's been a really good day, considering everything that's going on. And oh my gosh, I look horrible, but no matter how I look, it still was a good day. I really enjoyed myself. I did enjoy myself. I really did. I was dreading it first because I was like, oh my gosh, I just know that like I was supposed to have 3 interviews today. Ah, that's so hilarious. Let me tell you what really happened. So I was gonna try to squeeze all 3 of them in. One of them, basically, they didn't care what time I came as long as I came before 4. Another one wasn't scheduled until like 4:30. The other one was scheduled at 12. Now, I called one and asked them what time was the earliest that they would see. I knew the latest, but I wanted to know what time was the earliest. They never really called me back. And so I was like, well, they probably open or be ready around 9 or 10. So I tried to schedule myself to be out by 10, but I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I woke up in good enough time. I think I was up probably since about 4. And what was I doing at 4? Oh, I decided to sort through all of my clothes. So everything is pretty much organized. I only have one file drawer of papers to go through. It's not even really a file drawer. It's like a little cubby of papers to sift through, and that's gonna be nothing. And I did all that, and then I flat ironed my hair like 3 times, but it still didn't make a difference because before the reason, and y'all didn't get a chance to see when it was decent when I was working and going to the gym and everything because I was so busy I didn't have time to vlog. But I was going from one enclosed environment to another, so the humidity didn't affect it. And then I washed it because I was just like, I don't know, whenever I have some kind of turmoil at work, just like if you have a relationship and you break up, some girls cut all their hair off. I needed to wash mine because, yeah, it was doing a good job at being flat ironed and everything. But it's just that I wanted to wash off whatever that job had with me, so I washed it. And of course, when you wash it, it goes back through the process. But I don't know, for that particular job, like, my hair never was bad. It was, and people were salty. It was like, oh, she got a perm. I was like, no. I was starting to say no, but I was like, I don't even want to get into it over my hair because, you know, I've been through that, like, when I was younger. And it got to the point where they were so convincing about it. I was like, well, perhaps, you know, there are chemicals and I just don't know about it. So what I ended up doing was I would cut it all off and start all over, and just all different kinds of things. There's other people at the bus stop, so I can walk away. But yeah, so all kinds of other different types of things. And it was just stupid because you know what you did to your hair and what you didn't, but they were just so convinced that, you know, I was just like, okay, maybe I'm wrong, but there's no way. Nothing of that nature has touched my hair in about 28 years. So, and I think maybe in my whole life I may have had twice that thing happen. So, okay, yeah, so, yeah, I'm depending on these other people at the bus stop to be looking out. But I just need to walk away because it's kind of uncomfortable, even though you're vlogging and it's public to the whole world. It's kind of uncomfortable when like somebody's right there, you know. So I kind of try to walk off a little bit. So, but this time I'm in walking off, and I guess I shouldn't leave all my stuff like that. I'm in walking off distance where I can see the bus if it happens to come. Yeah. So, again, in the proud to be an American theme that I'm going on today. In the past, just because of what I've been exposed to. Like I've always said, well, I had a preference for black folks, or people of color. Okay, this person is not waiting for the bus. Their ride just came to get them. So much for that. So yeah, so now I'm back to bus up. I'm glad I didn't go too far because I would have been in deep doo-doo. So I guess they were waiting for somebody. Just me and the bus stop. Okay, but anyhow, that's good because I give a props to back in. But yeah, so alright, so back at the bus stop we are. Now, yeah, so I've always been, I guess, prejudiced, but I don't think prejudice in a bad way, but just, a preference, because I guess the thing about it, the psychology behind it all, is that if you don't really belong or fit in anywhere, you want to be around people that are closer to who you are or what you're accustomed to. So I've always wanted to be around black people or Asian people because that's what I'm accustomed to. Now, growing up, of course, we never know races until racist people inform us of the differences between the races, and that's what happened with me. I think up until 12, my best friends were Caucasian, and when I think back about it, I didn't really know whatever they were, Polish or something else, So, yeah. So, and I didn't know about it until all the black people ganged up and was acting stupid about it. But yeah. But recently, I've just become exposed to a lot of. Just today, actually, maybe 3 or 4 times I've been exposed to some really very nice white folks, that treated me as equal. And I don't think anybody, I've never been really racially profiled in any way, except that one time in Richmond, Virginia. But outside of that, not really. And it wasn't racially profiled in a bad way. It was racially profiled where they asked me what my race was, and they were looking at my driver's license, and it said black. But the guy was trying to let me know that they are looking for black people to cause some problems. So he asked me, was I black or was I Asian? And I was like, what kind of question is that? He said, you're Asian, you're free to go. So he was letting me know that they are racially profiling people and to watch out. So thank you to that young Hispanic cop. He's probably like 50, 60 years old now. But thank you. At the time, he was young and I was young as well. And I appreciate it. But today, I was listening to the audiobook Victorious Living by, I forget his name, but in the very first chapter, he was basically talking about loser mentality. And I didn't recognize it, but pretty much I've been having that loser mentality for a long time. And I didn't identify it as a loser mentality. It was just me being closed in because, again, you're racially different, you're culturally different, and people just don't understand that. And also, if you look at it, my upbringing, my mom, South Korean, and just pretty much, my mom and dad got divorced, but really, when I look back on it, it's almost like he abandoned the family. I hate to say that because I don't know what the whole situation was. I know that he drank. My mom wasn't feeling it, couldn't get benefits or whatever, so she was just like, bye. Bye, Felicia. But then, being in a whole nother country and, doing that on your own, raising 3 black kids on your own, kids that are visibly, racially, and ethnically different than you, and you are visually, racially, and ethnically, culturally, and everything else different than them and different than the community that you're raising them in, it puts you in a situation where, you want your kids to do well, so you stay to yourself. And, that's what I stay to myself. And it had to be hard for me, when I think about it, for a mother doing that all on her own in the type of neighborhood that we grew up in, and wondering, are your children going to make it? Now, I did everything I was supposed to do, but I still didn't make it. But I am making it. I'm still alive and living, and oh my God, I'm 40 years old. And that's by the grace of God. God put me here for a reason. And I'm going to say that because there are plenty, and it has nothing to do with anything, because there's plenty of people, that were very popular, that were well-liked, that had friends, got invited to parties, got invited to this, got invited to that didn't make it past 25. You know, people that have been mistakenly had their lives taken, people that took their own, you know what I'm saying? And I've never had that inclination. You know, I've never, you know, I never, that's never been, I love my life. I've never been that way. And not to say that none of that stuff can befall me, because just like I'm standing here at the bus stop, there have been people that have just been at a McDonald's, teenage years, got shot, mistaken identity. You know, so God wants me here. People, quote unquote, natural causes. God taken off this earth, you know. So I know that I'm fortunate, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, even though nobody goes through life unbruised, you know, I have my scars. I told you about the legal thing that happened, my teeth, my hair, you know, but God loves me. I'm still here. You know, I am still here, and it's absolutely amazing to me. But continuing on, so the book, that I was reading, Victorious Living, something Marsden or something, I don't remember the name, but the first chapter basically was about stop being a loser. And I think when a lot of people report on things or write on things, it's because they speak from experience, you know, either personal experience where they themselves have experienced, or they've been close enough to that experience where they've seen somebody else suffer through it and, you know, kind of stop themselves before they went through it. And that's what we're saying, loser mentality, you know, stop that. Stop carrying yourself like you don't belong, like you don't fit in. Now, I'm going to tell you, like, before the legal thing, and, you know, you are conditioned, I have to recondition myself. And, you know, I'm fortunate enough to have the ability to recondition myself, so I need to jump on that. But I'm serious, because not everybody has the ability to recondition themselves, and I do. But it's just like, you know, you get put into a situation where, you know, you have that mentality because you're told to think that way about yourself, and if you do not think that way about yourself, then you know, you suffer the consequences of having negative things said about you, that you're being you think that you're great and all this, that, and other. But the truth is, you are. You are. You know, God doesn't make anything but the greatest. So, with that being said, so stop having that mentality. And I have to say, like I was saying about the races and things like that, that mentality, I came out of the store, hands full of dollar store items, hands full of dollar store bags, and, you know, just like any other person, you know, male, female, whatever, I was going to the next store to look, to, you know, window shop, and if I saw something that was really reasonable, that I needed, that I could pick up reasonably, I was going to do that. And so, let me tell you the demonstration I had of myself. So I get to the next store, and there's a lady, it's a white lady, you know, probably about my age, a little heavy set, probably with lots of family and friends and everything else. And, you know, she's holding the door open for me. And this happened, I had to report on this because this happened twice tonight. So she's holding the door open for me. And I didn't realize she was doing it because I intentionally slowed down so that she wouldn't have to, because that's how I felt about myself, that I wasn't worth her holding the door open. So I just said that, and she was just like, hey, you know, you coming in, right? And I was just like, yeah. And I even went so far as to let her know that I intentionally slowed down. And the thing is that she didn't have any negative viewpoint about me until I said that, you know, because it's just like, you know, well, maybe I shouldn't have waited for her, you know, because she was on the phone and she was just like, nothing, I was just holding the door for somebody, blah, 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 you know. And then that was one. So that was, again, about my pride to be an American. And, you know, that's what makes this country go around. You see things like that, you know, just little teeny things, you know, but it lets you know that you're part of a bigger culture. Now, the other portion of that was I went to Burger King because it's by the bus stop. I thought they would have Wi-Fi, so I would be able to look up and see what time the bus came. So, for whatever reason, I'm starving. I don't know why. I think I've been to every fast food place. I know I went to Checkers, Taco Bell, Burger King, and I picked up some stuff at like the Little Big Lots and the dollar store. So I've been eating like all day, but I was starving. So I stopped outside to look at the sign that showed like all the different specials or whatever they had. And I didn't realize, again, the person that was in front of me actually was holding the door open for me. You know, he was just like, okay, you come in. And I was just like, yeah, you know, I just wanted to read the thing. But then also you have to look at rudeness. because it could have been perceived as rude because this person is waiting. You're so unaware of the people around you and what's going on that this person probably has been waiting for like 5 minutes holding the door, and you're so zoned into what you're doing that you're not even paying attention. Yet this person has their whole family waiting for dinner, but they stopped to hold the door for you. So it's about being aware, but it's like for me, it's twofold. One, sometimes when you're so aware and so receptive of everything that's going on around you, then it takes away your focus from you doing what you're doing. And because of the type of spirit that I have, like I said, I was watching earlier today the movie in South Korean and English, Seducing Mr. Perfect or something like that. And the girl was just so nice. Her name was June Min or something. She was so nice that even though she had good things come her way, she always felt bad for it whenever she was put into a place where it was advantageous for her and somebody else perhaps didn't get the same kudos. And it didn't happen often, but when it did, that's how she felt. And it's like when you're that nice, it's like, and you are not 100% focused on what you're doing, you're focused on everything and everybody else, then when you have things and opportunities that come your way for you to partake of, it's like you're so busy catering to everyone else that you don't partake of it. And now this goes back to what I was supposed to talk about earlier today that I didn't. And this goes back to when I was saying that I was stupid. So I went to the one place that I was supposed to go for a review, and I didn't make it because as I started walking, according to Google Maps, it was only supposed to be 0.8 miles, but it was 0.8 miles like in construction, dirt everywhere, wind blowing in my face, dirt in my face. Just, it was horrible. And it was just an accident waiting to happen. And so I got to a point, and it was hot. I just turned around and was like, you know what? So I went on and ran my other errand that I had to, which everything was conveniently located in that area, so I was able to do it. So when I first arrived at that location, I was starving. So I stopped at Taco Bell, and I said, well, and I was already kind of late. So I was like, let me pick up something real quick to eat on my way, because if I go and I haven't eaten anything, I'm still not going to be good to anybody. So I picked something up. There was a little Spanish lady there, and I was telling you, that section, everybody's like Latin. And it was just beautiful. I loved it. Reminded me a little Havana, but not so much Havana-ish. What I've learned, what I've been told is everybody's Puerto Rican in that section, for the most part, and a few Mexicans. So she was really sweet to me, you know, and they have this new thing now where they ask you your name when they take your order, and to me, I'm just like, you don't need my name to take my order, but it's a new thing that they got probably with this new world order, whatever. But now they're asking your name at fast food places. They've been doing it for a couple of years now, along with other things that have nothing to do with the food industry. But that has to do with public service and public places and giving out personal information. So I just told her Taco. And so it was so cute because she was just like, okay, Miss Taco. But it showed and she wasn't being facetious. She just called me by that because that's the name I gave her. And she was just letting me know, if that's what you want to be called, that's what I'm going to call you, you know. But the hilarious thing about it, or the part about it that made me really feel like an apple, when we were little, we used to say, stick out your tongue and say the word apple, but made me feel like that type of person, was that when they prepared the order, I heard the person in the back say taco, you know. And so the thing was that I ordered a tostada, but if she says order for taco, then it'll get confused and it'll mess everything up. So I understood that I kind of screwed everything out potentially, but it didn't. So when I went on to my journey and found that I had to turn back, I was still hungry, so I needed the Wi-Fi. So I stopped by a Taco Bell again. The same lady was there, really sweet, and she told me to do a survey. Well, she didn't tell me to do a survey. Usually they do tell me to do a survey, and I'm one of those types of people that I like my personal time and my privacy. So just the fact that you told me to do it would make me not want to do it. But it's like I was so tired and whatever. And when I came back, it's like I placed my order for my little dollar menu item. And when I came back, she was like, you know, I guess she could see that the wind had flipped through my hair. Dirt was everywhere. She was just like, do you want some water or something? And I was like, wow. I was like, I absolutely do. Because she saw my little teeny mini water bottle. And actually, I still have one left. So they really kind of worked out for me. And I've been refilling them like whatever fast food place that I went to. And yeah, so she was really helpful to me in that effect. And the bus is coming, yay. And she was still referring to me as Taco. And I guess she's like, she can read people. And I guess she could tell either that I was financially stressed or broke, or she could tell that I really wasn't receptive to. Maybe she could tell I wasn't the type of person that would be receptive to that, or maybe because she was being sweet to me and I was just kind of being real stiff, which just is my persona around people I don't really know. Excuse me. So she asked this other guy that was a Hispanic guy. And maybe because of the way I was talking, maybe that made her change her perception too, knowing that I wasn't one of them. But she asked him, she was like, excuse me, do you have a little bit of spare time? And he was like, yeah. And then she asked him to complete a survey. And I was thinking to myself as she was telling him to do this, I'm so glad she didn't come and tell me to do that, because that would annoy me because I'm so tired, I'm trying to eat, and to have somebody join you at your table to, Yeah, I hope this girl is going to be okay. There's some guy following her. Maybe they were together and she got out and didn't want to talk to him no more. I hate seeing stuff like that because it's really nothing that you can do, or nothing that you are willing to do immediately because you don't want to get yourself in it. I hope she don't get run over. And that's the other thing too, like when you're trying to get away from somebody, she's trying to get away from this dude. I mean, she actually ran in the middle of traffic to get away from this guy. I hope another bus comes so that she can get away from him. Oh my gosh. And he's still trying to follow her. Obviously, she does not want to talk to him. Why is he even bothering her? And there's nothing that I can do because I kind of cherish my life a little bit. She should duck behind the buildings and go the other way and wait at another bus stop. And then he's coming this way where I have to... Oh, he's running across the street. No. No. Run. And the bad thing about it, I'm going to talk about racial profiling a little bit, was like I couldn't see the guy from far away. Oh, the bus is coming. I'll have to finish this later.